chicka wah wah! Hold on to your socks because today we're talking about something a little bit sexy. Yes, we are talking about sex in pregnancy. I have done a little bit of preliminary research, not only in my own pregnancies, but also with my friends and now in my Love Your Labor community as well. So the first thing I want to say is that sex in pregnancy is totally safe. No, your partner is not going to be poking the baby's head in there. There is still the protection of the cervix, but even if the partner is totally fine and willing to have sex, some of the moms aren't. Maybe you're not feeling up for it, and there's a variety of reasons for that, right? Sometimes there is nausea to deal with. There are changes in the body image as you grow and change in your pregnancy. There's also, just changes in sensation, like your structures, your vagina, all of that is being affected by the hormones that are happening. And also, because of the hormones that are happening, you might just be so freaking exhausted that sex is not even on the table. I don't mean like sex on the table, I mean like it's not even a conversation that you're having. Or maybe you are feeling up to it. If you're like me, then the body changes that are happening are positive for you. I know for myself, I never felt sexier. I finally had boobs. I finally had a bum. I had this belly too, but pregnancy has always been very attractive to me. And so I didn't feel, like I was, even though I gained 40 pounds with both of my kids, I never felt overweight. I always felt pregnant. And that is a beautiful thing to me. And that's not even to mention the copious amounts of discharge that most women experience, the wet, kind of clear fluid that's just kind of always coming from the vagina, much like when you're ovulating, which kind of just makes you kind of always ready to go for sex as well, which is convenient. Overall though, I think sex in pregnancy is a good idea. There are a number of benefits that you'll get from sex in pregnancy. Number one is obviously it's fun. Number two is that you'll benefit from all of the amazing bonding that's happening, because this is a really pivotal period in your lives together, this kind of pregnancy, labor, becoming parents. And so the stronger and more well-bonded you can be in this phase, the better. And you almost want to do it a lot in your pregnancy so that it will kind of carry you through, because there is going to be a phase postpartum, 6 to 8 weeks, lots of times even longer than that, before you're comfortably enjoying having sex again. And so you want to kind of get your fill in these months where you kind of have the added benefit of not having to worry about getting pregnant and enjoying these super fun boobs. Now, from my research of all the women that I've talked to, there seems to be a really common trend. So most of the time in the first trimester, there is that nausea picture, there is a lot of fatigue, and all of the changes that come along with kind of being in that first trimester, that increased risk of miscarriage and all the fear that would come with that. So most of the time, first trimester is, less frequently having sex. But then in the second trimester, the sex kind of picks up a little bit. You're not huge and heavy and uncomfortable like you are in your third trimester. You're just like super cute little bump, super cute little perky boobs, good energy level. You have, like I said, this vaginal discharge. It's making it easy to have sex on the fly, maybe even on the table. It's like the prime time to just hit that hard. Because then in the third trimester, things usually slow down again, because you are getting much bigger, you are getting much heavier, it is much more difficult for you to move in any kind of, sexy way. But it's important to note that you don't always have to be having penetration in order to be having sex. It doesn't always have to be a missionary mission. There are variations on sex. You can still be intimate. You can still enjoy each other. There are fun things you can do with hands. There are fun things you can do with mouths. It doesn't always have to be penis ramming into vagina. And then of course, in the very, very, very final days of your third trimester, as you're approaching your labor, as you're trying to nudge yourself into labor, there is also the option of sex in that area as well, because as we know that sexual intercourse is going to boost your oxytocin, which is going to increase the likelihood of tipping you into labor. Having your oxytocin levels high enough, that they will actually initiate contractions. Lots of women will say that, oh, I wasn't having sex because it was bringing on contractions. So that just goes to show that it is correlated, absolutely, that sex absolutely will bring on, whether it's the stimulation of the cervix, the oxytocin, the semen actually has prostaglandins in it that helps to soften the cervix as well. So there's like a large variety of things that sex is beneficial for in terms of initiating labor. So don't rule it out. Be open to it, be experimental with it, be easy about it, be loving and playful about it. It doesn't have to be a stressful thing, and like I said, it doesn't always have to be penis and vagina either. You can still be intimate, you can still love each other, you can still touch each other, you can still have that physical intimacy, which also raises your oxytocin without necessarily having to deal with like jarring, like, you know, uncomfortable sex. So guys, that's all I have for you today on sex in pregnancy. If you have any questions about sex in pregnancy, totally post them below and we will chat about it. But basically, I mean, I understand there are lots of things at play that will impact your sex drive throughout your pregnancy, but definitely try to get there, try to get to that intimate place, because like I said, there are so many benefits to that in your prenatal phase, in your labor even, and then in your postpartum phase as well. If you liked this sort of information and you want to hear more about natural labor preparation, you can sign up for my webinar that is happening this week over at loveyourlabor.com/webinar. Just give me your name and email and I will send you all of the details. If you liked this video, please be sure to actually like it, leave me a comment, tag a pregnant mama friend, or share it on your page. I want you to birth boldly and love your labor. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Brammer's Baby Talk. Bow, chicka, wow!